Come on, Max.
Buzzer. Sorry.
There we go. No, that's all good.
To chuck it in there. I was looking at your book, listening to you speak at the end there, and I just thought, that fail, learn, repeat cycle. I've been inhaling a lot of lean startup methodology, a lot of reading videos, all kinds of things. And I kind of wanted to just get your perspective on the delicate line between sales and marketing. And as a startup or as a side hustle, which one is more of the priority, or how would you sort of divide focus area? You obviously know we're in like experiment at the moment, but just in general, I suppose it's trying to find that balance.
So just to be clear, the difference or the balance of sales and marketing.
The balance on sales and marketing, like which should be gripping more attention?
I think maybe you're misunderstanding that there's a separation. I don't think that there is. I think it's all a big funnel. What you have to figure out is what parts of the funnel lead to your core, right? So sales traditionally is I'm phoning someone who doesn't know anything about me and I'm hitting them up one-on-one and it's cold and it's awkward. That's really okay. And I do some of that for some parts of my business, but I get much more value out of warm sales. And so that for me is posting on LinkedIn every day, a YouTube channel, a podcast, doing these weight room sessions. So people get to know me, my thesis, my idea, my worldview, my products. And then I offer them value all the time, free value in my newsletters and everything. Then when it comes to me selling something, they're like, oh shit, I trust this guy. I know this guy. I like what he says. Now I want to learn from him. So I think that those two things, you've created a false dichotomy that it is either one or the other, when actually your strategy has to be both. But what you need to figure out is what's free value, top of funnel, and where does that direct people to? So let's say my funnel, for example, looks as follows. YouTube, podcast, LinkedIn, all free all the time. And I add value to those things every single week. What I tell people to do is visit my website and join my newsletter. There, I add free value, deep value, but for longer periods of time. And after a while, let's say 10 newsletters that I've sent you, I say to you, hey, did you know I have a course on how to help you start a side hustle? The course starts in 3 weeks. Now's your time to buy. That's sales, but it's because I did marketing at the top. That was all free down the funnel. So right. I would say that it isn't either or, it's both. And you have to figure out which of your time as co-founders goes where. Because marketing and sales is a full-time job, as is raising funding, as is customer service. And this is the issue of startups, right? Is it is full on because you have not enough people doing too many things.
I love that. Okay. Yeah, it was just so that was tickling my mind. You've hit the nail on the head. So thank you very much.
Look, I mean, while we got 2 minutes, the other thing that's super important to do is it's hard to see the wood from the trees. And that is true in the startup world. One of my favorite sayings is you can't read the label from inside the bottle. So it's probably worth you getting someone outside of your startup to look at your marketing funnels, to look at your product production, your content, and go, okay, well, you're telling me to do this, but where am I going? You're giving me a free YouTube video, but why? Or, and I do this all the time. I'll put a YouTube video out, but not tell people to subscribe. And someone said to me, why are you putting the YouTube video out? Like, where are you directing me? You're giving me this free value, but I want to subscribe. Tell me where to go. So it's probably useful to get someone external to look at your big picture funnel and decide if it's good for you or not. It is very hard to read the label from inside the bottle.
So we're in a sort of a beautiful phase at the moment. We're having a lot of conversations and we're pushing the envelope with people who don't know us or aren't that close to home. And that is obviously causing a lot of great conversations to happen. So I suppose the period that we're in at the moment is trying to figure out at what stage do you decide then to sort of pivot, or whose opinion do you take more to heart than another?
Yeah.
And at what stage do you do that?
Because the words out of my mouth. You got to be super careful taking too much advice from too many people, because you get pulled in the directions that you just don't know where to stop. My advice on that is you guys need to trust your instincts. You might be young. This might be your first shot at it. I don't know. But you have a clear idea of who your customer is, how you want to serve them, how you're going to make money from them. Stick to those things and then see if people's advice comes on board. My favorite quote about advice is taking advice is like asking the lottery number, which numbers won, lottery winner, which numbers won for them. It's what advice is personal, right? It's my perspective. Yours will be different. So be careful. You guys know what you're doing and you know why. Stick to that as hard as you can.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Awesome, man.